Tomorrow, Secretary Baker takes on the tougher part of his mission. He arrives in Israel, where the lines are drawn over the president's refusal to support loan guarantees to Israel. Bob Simon reports.
It was the darkest cloud between Israel and America in decades, said one official in Jerusalem. The angriest exchange since Eisenhower told the Israelis to get out of Suez in 1956. Tempers were flaring at today's cabinet meeting. One right-wing minister was asked whether he thinks President Bush is an anti-Semite.
He's very close to it.
To what?
To being anti-Semite and anti-Israel.
Prime Minister Shamir and other top Israeli officials wanted to step away from that one very quickly. After all, James Baker is expected here tomorrow.
That does not reflect major opinion in the Israeli government, or for that matter, in Israel itself.
But even cabinet members close to Shamir said they saw no reason to back down on Israel's request for the loan guarantees, even though President Bush says he'll veto the measure if it gets through Congress.
Israel has nothing to change in its policy. We want the loan guarantees, and we hope to get them as soon as possible. And the rest remains at the discretion of the President and the Congress in America.
What's really at issue is this: Israel's settlement drive in the occupied territories. President Bush wants it stopped. Calls settlements the biggest obstacles on the path to a peace conference. But since Shamir won't freeze the settlements, the president throws the money. Israelis believe it's as simple as that. But the money is meant to help settle Soviet immigrants in Israel, and that is a sacred issue here. Shamir has the entire nation behind him, which is one reason why he does not want to back down. But Israel's friends in Washington have been urging Shamir not to fight the president in Congress. They've been telling him they can't muster the votes to beat a presidential veto, and even if they could, they say it would not be a victory worth winning. Israel will most probably have to deal with the Bush administration for another 5 years. Bob Simon, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
A United Nations missile inspection team canceled its mission today after Iraq forbid it to use UN helicopters. In Washington, National Security Advisor Brent Scowcroft would not rule out sending in U.S. troops again if Iraq doesn't cooperate. Predictions that a Western hostage in Lebanon could be freed today did not materialize, and the top Lebanese Shiite Muslim cleric now says it could be weeks. Still ahead on the CBS Evening News, the fighting steps up in Yugoslavia. And Bill Geist joins the ranks of middle-aged athletes who go into extra innings.